going to start off with roundtable intros, and you say your name and what you do. And we'll start with you, Carl.
Carl Herring. I have 3J Productions. I'm a writer and creator of The Enforcers and a few other titles that will be coming out shortly.
I'm Tom Van Zant from Radboot Productions. We publish Captain Droner's Crook 2 and Unhappy Grandma's coming out this summer.
Mark Reagans, work for Radboot Productions. I'm a writer for Unhappy Grandma.
Steve Canaris is visiting.
Hi, I'm Steve Canaris. I'm visiting.
And he lost his tongue.
And he's a writer. Matt Ryan, CAG Connecticut coordinator, freelance artist, publisher, Free Lunch Comics.
And I was wondering if you could borrow a few staples, please.
And I will happily hand it over to Bob Sidaro.
Your name and what you do.
Very nice.
Short version.
Bob, short version.
Short version. Okay. Yeah. Bob Sidaro. I'm the wait a minute. What is my actual title? I'm the director of communications for Guildwork Productions, and we publish Psychosis. I have a story in number 1. What was it called? Everybody? Never Judge a Book. Yeah. And Matt, he is the extraordinary artist who illustrated it. And I got something coming out in issue 2.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, listen, I got 25 years of history. You want me to go through it? No. Oh, I'm a writer.
We've moved on already, Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
Wait,
Shanti
the kid's turn.
Tarian. Hey,
Jump in the kid.
well, I told him to be quiet. He's watching monkeys.
You gotta speak up over there, guys.
They don't call us monkeys.
I calls them like I sees them. I'm Shanti Tarian. I'm the East Coast Vice President for the Comic Book Artists Guild, and I draw Kane and write it and everything.
I'm a Z-Man, and I do the comic for my school newspaper, and I'm working on CAG Dog for CAG.
Keith Murphy, CAG president, and nice guy. And I'm working on Hell's Blood with Hector Rodriguez. It's right here.
H-Rod.
Oh, it's my turn?
Oh, okay. Hector Rodriguez, creator of Hell's Blood, working on Hell's Blood, comic book artist guild, mass coordinator. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Good.
All right. The first bullet that I've got here is we wanted to talk about the New York Comic Con. It was great. We were very well represented at the show. The newsletters were done in time, and we handed them out to just about everybody, which was pretty awesome. We handed them out inside, outside, in the line. Very, very good reception. Everybody that got one, they seemed like they appreciated it, so we were really happy about that. A lot of interest was expressed in our organization, so it was a very good feedback opportunity. As far as like some of us, half of us that are in attendance here were at the show. Do you guys have any comments or concerns about how the show went off?
Should I start?
Sure.
All right. I don't want this to be about what things didn't work and just make it sort of this negative experience, because it was really an awesome experience.
Absolutely.
I think we were well attended, good show of support. We did have a really good plan to follow that Shanti came up with. I think, unfortunately, it just seemed like there was too many chefs in the kitchen, that kind of thing, and it sort of ended up being sort of the way station for everyone to keep their crap under the table, and that became a problem because certain people weren't adhering to this schedule. So we, to solve the problem, we're going to have 3 tables next year, 2 for CAG and then 1 for me and 2 other Hector. So that's how we're going to approach it next year.
What are you, Matt and Hector, going to do?
It's just cuz.
Okay, well, I'm good with that.
The other thing is, there's so many people involved in our organization, either as an independent or as the Guildworks Productions or as CAG. I think it's going to be good that we all have like a home base to go to, and we're going to try to cook up like a unifying symbol that we can put up behind the table. So I think it's going to be a good setup. Absolutely.
We should have one for Guildworks and one for CAG. If we have 3 tables, have the representatives like you met and Hector are head guys, and then have one that's Guildworks and one that's CAG, so that way they can see literature and stuff like that that's informational on CAG.
I had this conversation with Mark, and it basically boils down to who actually pays for the tables. It really doesn't make sense for people just to show up and dump their stuff on the table. So to solve that, probably we're going to invite 6 to 8 CAG members that really have the means to, and the product, obviously, to pay their part of the table next year, so that it is fair for the people that are at the show. And then people that can't actually pay for the table will have other things for them to do, so they're part of it.
Maybe we could have some sort of incentive where if they have a free product or a mini comic they could give away, maybe they could do a tip-in like they were doing on Sunday with the newsletters or something.
Yeah, something, yeah.
To get their stuff out.
Right.
Yeah, we're hoping that next year we can get anyone who's got, you've all seen the newsletter, and what we'd like to do is everybody who has a product that they want to promote, whether it's their own product or it's a character or characters that appear in a CAG product or a GWP product. You know, if you have a short story in one of the books, you can do something that promotes that and say, go to, if you don't have your own website, you can point them in the direction of CAG or GWP. And you can do a tip-in newsletter, and we'll just stuff this. And what we want to do is we want to get online, we want to get there early, and we want to get there all during the day, and we want to pass these things out to people who are on the lines. We want to, and Mark was also talking to me about the fact that one of the things we want to do is we want to try and get a closer alliance with the people who are running the show, and see if we can do something, see if we can help them out with other things, because there's a lot of talent in CAG, and we can help them out with stuff. We know a lot of things. So,
did they do anything at that con like Kineticon does with like panel discussion rooms and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should do something like that if we can.
Mike Delapine, West Coast member, who's a friend of Mark's, is actively trying to get us well represented at the Comic-Con in San Diego.
Cool.
Not just the table, but actually more involvement with small press. So that could be really good on that, at that con. So that'll set a precedence, and then hopefully that'll translate back to next year. And we have a year to plan it out, so hopefully it'll grow.
That's awesome.